If you think that something's wrong with you, then we need to talk. Because there's two perspectives in trauma healing that are often conflicting, and probably you're overlooking one of them, and it causes you to feel more bad and more terrible about yourself than it needs to. And actually, this feeling of I'm good and not good enough, and I'm never gonna make it, and I sort of feel bad in my own skin, this feeling might be what's stopping you from actually becoming whole, because it's only one part of the trauma healing riddle, so to speak. There's what I'm talking about today is the deficiency perspective versus the growth perspective. Because I feel I've been in this field for like 5-ish years now, and I feel that the deficiency perspective, looking at what's wrong, what's faulty, what needs to be fixed in humans, is overpowering the growth perspective. And I think it leads to quite devastating consequences at the most. And that is that people start believing they are their trauma instead of a human being. Their whole life turns into a trauma healing journey, and they know their own suffering, their diagnoses, their dysregulated nervous system, all the different terms better than they know what they really want. Most people have forgotten what they're growing towards. Most people in the trauma healing space, they are losing themselves in shadow work and doing the endless nervous system regulation techniques, all the different retreats, but they've lost touch with their essence, with their mission here on earth, with the reason, maybe more the esoteric way of looking at it, the reason why they've been given this embodied experience. So there's the deficiency perspective. You think that something is wrong with you. You're traumatized and you have this body that is like tense and something must be wrong with you. But what if I tell you that the experience that you have right now doesn't mean that there is something wrong with you? It's actually not the problem, it's a solution. And I mean that very, very practically speaking and also psychologically speaking. This is not a metaphor that I'm talking about here. What you call a deficiency was very, very efficient in your past. For example, when you deal with chronic tension, for example, and you have dissociated tendencies, I was dealing with that for a long time in my life, and I still have periods where I feel like this body here is not safe. And here's the thing. In these moments, my first impulse is to treat myself like something is faulty, something is wrong with me, and it takes therapy and talks with friends in order for me to get to a place where I feel like I'm fundamentally okay. And the thing is that what I'm experiencing here, the dissociation, was vital for my survival at some point in my life. You've probably experienced a time in your life where leaving your body was feeling more safe to you than being in your body, where tensing up made you feel more safe than being at ease. Because let's be honest, if you're a parent or if like a teacher or whoever, if like a kid in school is screaming at you, wouldn't it be kind of strange to be like all relaxed and be like, yeah, he's screaming at me? Most kids don't have that agency. Most kids don't have that relaxation for a good reason, because they are being formed through the relationship they are experiencing. And this pattern, this bracing, doesn't stop, because when this is repeated, when the screaming or like the insults in school, when this is getting repeated and the body's tensing up, day by day, this tension becomes chronic, and the tension in the body leads to tension in the mind. And some way, somehow, when you go into adulthood, you forgot the source of your tension, and you try to do breath work, you try to meditate, you try to do all of these things in order to escape the tension. But in the attempt to escape the tension, you're also trying to escape the story and the gold that this tension keeps from you. So there is this sense of brokenness that often comes when we talk about trauma, like something is wrong with me. Why do I feel so broken? But what you call broken is what kept you whole once. You might feel broken, you might feel tension in your body, and you have good reasons, I think, because this thing here can actually feel like hell. You have good reasons wanting to escape it, and at most, you had good reasons wanting to escape it in the past. This is the deficiency perspective that I'm talking about here. But I want to take you into the growth perspective. What is possible for you? What life do you want to build? Maybe let's put this trauma healing, this pain and all of the techniques and the meditations aside for now. Let's be real. Why are you here? Are you fulfilled with your life besides the pain? Besides, are you having a job? Are you having a vocation that suits you? Do you have the right friends around you that nourish you? Do you have routines that keep your connection to your body alive? Do you have moments of joy and bliss within you? And do you have the agency for you to create these moments? So when it comes to emotional release work, and this is what I'm teaching on this channel, then we oftentimes want to release all of the quote-unquote bad stuff, like all the heaviness and there's more tension in my body that I have to release, that I have to let go of. Oh no, there's this pattern and this trauma and this and that. Oh, I need to release more. And you can tell, like, by the way I speak, by the way I look, that this is like narrowing our perception. It's like a tunnel vision that is created, that is only looking at the trauma and excluding everything else. So what if I told you, you don't have to let go of the pain anymore? What if I told you that it's maybe time to let go of the belief that you need to release more in order to feel joy? And this is a fine line to walk, because there's also a great utility, and it's really important to let go of the pain, because let's be honest, if your body is full of pain and you have like repeating patterns of sabotaging your life, this is painful and this is something that you need to let go of. But this is only the one side of the equation. The other side is releasing towards the joy. Can you not only allow and connect with all the trauma within you, but can you actually allow yourself to be joyous? And I want you to do that in this very moment. Like, really ask yourself very openly. And it's a genuine question. It's not like a rhetoric question. Can you allow yourself to be relaxed in this moment? Can you allow yourself to relax 1% more, to be calm, to become centered within you? And I promise you, the more you do that, the more you allow the joy to arise within your body, the more this deficiency perspective, these glasses that you put on will be like, how do you say that? It becomes, there's a counterpart that is coming up, that is balancing out all the shadow. Because actually, I talk about like a lot about spirituality on this channel and how looking for the light creates a shadow of the dark. The thing is, shadow work also has a shadow, but nobody talks about it. Everybody's doing shadow work. But the thing is that if you only look through the shadows, you are creating a shadow that is not like the dark stuff, that is the light stuff, because you over-identify with the shadow, just like some new age spiritual whatever person over-identifies with the light. And this creates a shadow. And this excludes parts of your consciousness. And the problem is that we are resorting into black and white thinking when it comes into trauma healing. Like, pain is bad and I need to feel better, or feeling good is bad and I need to go into the depth here. I want to invite in the possibility that both can be there simultaneously. The joy, the goodness, and the pain. And I think the more open you are towards allowing both in, because I know if you're watching this video, you're probably pretty good at doing like the shadow work and diving into the pain. But if you're also open towards allowing the joy in and crafting a life in which you feel joyous from time to time, where you do things that are like not deep and not a cacao ceremony, not like journaling and not reading a book, but things that actually feel playful and like a flow state to you. If this is balancing the shadow work, then I promise you, you will feel more whole sooner than you know. So what we do here is we are not releasing something from the body, we are releasing towards ease. We are not going away from the pain, because this is essentially what we do. If we want to heal our trauma, we want to let go of something, we want to distance ourselves from something. What I'm talking about here is the question of where are you going towards while going away from something. So, for example, if you are on a journey, this is like basically the hero's journey. if you are on a journey of leaving your home, you're just feeling like, oh, I don't want to be here anymore, and you leave your home. You're leaving your home behind. This automatically means you are moving towards something. And the same is true for your healing journey and in every attempt to heal. If you are trying to let go of your trauma and you do the shadow work and you dive deep and you do all of the things, then the thing is that you probably crossed out where you are going towards. Here's the shadow, the thing you want to escape, and here's the light that you are going towards. And in my experience, through working with clients and also doing my own work, most people forget what they are growing towards. And mostly, people are growing towards being more authentic, living a more embodied life, living a more meaningful life. And if you really dive into this question, like, what are you healing for? What is on the other side of your healing journey? Let's assume for a moment you were already healed. What would your life look like then? Let's imagine the thrill of being on a healing journey is suddenly gone and you're just okay the way you are. Your pain is gone. What would you do then? What is creating meaning for your life? This is probably what you're growing towards. And I want you to invite both in. And I truly believe if you're able to look at the darkness and at the light, then you are becoming more whole. So don't fall into the shadow work trap of creating yet another shadow, and the shadow is not the depth, the shadow is the light. And instead, learn to allow both in. That's really important. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.